It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and day 5 in Pasadena. And what a good omen. This beautiful cactus bloomed this morning. Isn't that the most stunning flower? Ah, be still my heart. These plants, they just don't know when to stop, do they? Talk about overachievers. Well, we finished up with the boulder placement today, and Greg is stringing lights. Some of you had asked a question about the path. You were a little confused because I had talked about it being bricked in, but our client decided against that, so we created a wavy path instead, no bricks, more organic. That made me very, very happy. So today I am going to have our new design assistant, Mary, work all the rest of these 1 gallons and bowls into the area next to the house and the sunbursts. We will plant the little hesperaloes out on the terrace. And also I had the idea of, I didn't use very many portulacarias this time. I really wanted to try not to, just because I always rely on them and I want to try not to, just, growth. So I thought those would be great out on the terrace, with spillers. So we'll ask Janice if that is of interest to her. Take a look at how it's all shaping up. Oh my gosh, right? So I pulled a couple of the Aloe rubra violacea pups into the front from the back. I brought over, I just kind of rummaged through the yard and found a couple of other things that I thought were interesting and pulled them into some empty spots. But I think I have mastered restraint on this one. I don't feel like this is even remotely overplanted, and I'm really visualizing it as it matures. The idea being that little to no manipulation will be necessary. So you can see Greg's wires for his lights. We'll just do a simple trench and staple on those before we throw rock top dressing down. Also, last night before I fell asleep, it's been bugging me, these white ceramic pots, what to put in them. And remember those Pilosoceras that are behind that mystery agave that I swore that I didn't plant, but clearly I did, the giant in the back? Well, I moved them out front. Problem solved. So now we've got beautiful Pilosoceras in these pots here. Yeah, the rubra violacea cuttings, that the guys were actually able to harvest those with roots attached, which is a bonus this time of year. I pulled in a little more needles and strings. There's the one lone portulacaria, because I felt like this was just, it needed something. And this is very slopey down here, so it seemed like the spot, but that is it. That's the only one. Right? Right? I mean, it looks good from 365 degrees. Every angle looks great. I've got 365. This is interesting. This rock that we staged here. This is sort of a test because this tree is going to continue to get bigger, and it just didn't feel right to stretch the installation too close to this tree, knowing that it's going to come over even more. So I staged a big boulder here and I staged a boulder there, literally in the path, in the hopes that it would be sort of a come this way delineation heading that way. What happened there? Were those rocks always there like that?
I don't know.
Because I feel like that's a path. How odd. Huh. Oh well. We'll ask Janice. So, yeah, let's get back to it. So what's happening right now is just the raking and the smoothing before we start throwing down top dressing. You can see that Miguel's getting started trenching for the wire. We don't want that showing. He's just applying a staple to hold it in place. Then we'll just bury the line and throw rock right on top. We'll see. Hopefully our 10 yards of chamois beige will be enough. They have a a product up here called Parchment that might work if I need to plump up. We went ahead and planted just a few groupings of leftover aloes and this trigona that was out front that was just not happy. Hopefully it'll be happier here. Janice has plans to do some more trees in here. This is where the trees fell in the storm. But I just wanted to do something. I wanted to fluff it up a little bit. I couldn't not. Okay, so we are about to wrap up day 5 in Pasadena, and the guys are making really short work of the top dressing. Can't wait to show you that in a minute. But now that we've got the bags moved out of the way, I've had Mary and Lisa over here tidying up this driveway bed. This was another really tricky area that the homeowners could not figure out forever. And I just popped in 6 years ago all these crassulas, and what we're doing is just cleaning them out and underplanting with the leftover sedum Adolphi, the California sunsets. And so we just ran the blower through here, and they're picking all the leaves out, and it just looks shiny. Just looks really nice. Here's Mary, and there's Lisa hiding behind the super bag. So we've still got this rock to get out of their way, but they are just doing such a fantastic job of tidying an area that I normally don't have time to deal with. So this is very exciting. So it's, I don't think it's quite as hot as it was yesterday. There's a nice breeze blowing, which is really helping with our morale. This area, we got to tighten it. I sprinkled down some chamois beige, but we came in here and we popped in some 1 gallons and the rest of the kiwi 10-inch bowls, and just fluff. So it looks a lot better.
Yeah, it
needed it. And I top dressed the Cameroni eyes, and they're already turning red. Yep, they're starting to turn on us, because I just popped them in there, or had Christine pop them in there as cuttings. And then I top dressed these agaves with burgundy 3/4 inch, which of course I'm also going to be working in down here, splashing it around in the installation. Isn't this something, you guys? I mean, wow, right? So the difference between what you saw at the end of business yesterday and today is the black lava boulders really weren't in play much yesterday. So we got all of those worked in, and also an entire basket of rubble. Oh, we still have a pile of rubble. Good. Hey, I'll take all I can get. This is Baja Cresta rubble, and I got a basket of it, so you can see that I've splashed that around too. We also have used it to shore up areas that are a little steep, so that we don't have runoff. But see how the pathways just kind of find themselves when you do an installation? We just started mounding, and it just sort of revealed itself. This area that I did in phase 1 with the fountain and the barrel cactus, just, my goodness, it's so amazing right now. It makes so much more sense now that this lawn is gone. And Hannah, I hope that, I'm sure Janice has a picture of what this looked like before. We'll have to show them. Did they? Well, I mean, like, well, yeah, it really didn't look that different with the lawn. No offense, Janice. But yeah, it was a lawn and 2 rectangles and then of course the straight pathway. And this is just so much more interesting. Also, last night, oh, I think I already talked about the pilos, didn't I? Yeah. So those got planted. And the rest of the maintenance all got completed. The ladies are just finishing up at the driveway side. So you can see here, I had a little bit of burgundy left in a bucket from my top dressing and I just threw it down there. How good that is going to look, splashed through these mounds. I've got a couple of yards to spread because we also have touch-up work to do in the back with the burgundy. Then the gardeners are going to come in and they're going to remulch with wood mulch all the adjacent beds, and they're going to throw down fresh DG on the pathways, and that is going to take this garden to a whole entirely new level. So we're about to wrap it up, but sure appreciate all of you watching, and thank you also for the great suggestions for the shade plants under the trees. I'm sharing all of those ideas with my client. So thank you. I really, really appreciate you all and your expertise so much. So yeah, on behalf of Team DFS and scorching hot Pasadena, California, this has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with the Day 5 and your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.